On June 10th, 2020, Avanti Reddy stepped into the sunlight, ready to run away from home and be reunited with her lover. While most people feared leaving their homes in the midst of a raging pandemic, sunlight meant freedom and a new beginning for the 23-year-old. 7 months earlier, Avanti's family had forced her to quit her job, seized her mobile phone, and locked her up in a room in her own home. She had finally managed to escape that day. Within 2 hours of eloping, she and her boyfriend Chinta Yoga Hemanta Kumar, 28, got married in a Santoshi Mata temple in Nalaganda. But just over 3 months later, tragedy struck the young couple. On September 24th, Hemant was kidnapped and murdered, and his body thrown into a clump of bushes by the roadside in the neighboring Sangareddy district of Telangana. According to Avanti's statement to the Cyberabad police, the murder was committed at the behest of her father, Donti Reddy Lakshma Reddy, and other family members. They were furious that their young daughter, who belonged to a family of nouveau rich landowners, had chosen as her husband a man from Vaisya community of traders. Unable to convince her to stay away from Hemant, they hatched a plot to kill him. The news about Hemant's death broke when Amruta Varshini, 21, was beginning her 140 kilometers journey from Miryalagoda to Hyderabad. The discussions on TV of yet another honor killing vividly brought to Amruta's mind the gruesome details of her husband's death 2 years earlier at the hands of killers hired by her father. Amruta is from the Vaisya community, her husband Pranay was Dalit. Amruta, then 5 months pregnant, was walking with Pranay and her mother in law Premalata towards their car parked outside a hospital gate when the assailant struck. Amruta heard a loud thud. I turned and I could not find Pranay for a moment. An unidentified killer who had approached us from behind hit my husband with a machete on his neck, she recalls. The CCTV footage showed that two women screaming for help even as the killer, a tall man in a safari suit, inflicted a second blow on Pranay, bringing him to the ground in a pool of blood. He died before he could be given for emergency care. That fateful day was September 14, 2018. It was shocking that some people from my community cursed me for marrying Pranay even after he was murdered. They even formed a fans association in the name of my father, Maruti Rao, she says. Rallies were taken out in support of Rao, a top builder. Rao and the hired assassin were later arrested by the police. The police as counselors. Caste related killings are not new in Telangana, citing the incidents of such crimes in Telangana and Uttar Pradesh even before Hemant and Pranay were murdered. Jarna Das Baidia, a member of Parliament of the Communist Party of India, made an impassioned plea in Parliament in 2017 for a special law to curb such crimes. According to the National Crime Records Bureau, there were 28 honor killings in 2014, 251 in 2015, and 7 in 2016 across India. The 242 Law Commission report too sought a new law on prevention of interference with freedom of matrimonial alliances. Following the Supreme Court ruling on March 27, 2018 in Shakti Vahini versus Union of India laying down preventive, punitive, and remedial measures to stem such crimes, the Ministry of Home Affairs issued an advisory to all the states. It ordered the states to create special cells in every district comprising the superintendent of police, the district social welfare officer, and the district Adi Dravidar welfare officer to receive petitions, complaints of harassment of, and a threat to couples of intercaste marriage. The advisory stated that these special cells should create a 24-hour helpline to aid couples in distress in Hyderabad. The helpline is called Bharosa, which means trust. However, instead of protecting young couples, the police is reportedly counseling them. Hemant's killing could have been averted, says Avanti, if the police official had not slammed the phone down when I called him up less than a month into my marriage. Hemant would have been alive today. They refused to acknowledge the letter submitted by us about our safety a few days after the marriage. Avanti says the police often summoned the family for counseling. She narrates the time when she was called to the Chandanagar police station along with her in laws on June 17th. There were more than 50 people from my parents' side. They came in batches of 10, fell at my feet, spoke about honor, and asked me to come back home. This went on for 5 hours. Finally, close to midnight, I spoke to the police and left the station, she recalls. Avanti is now at her in law's place. Her parental home is just a short distance away. It isn't just about caste. My family spoke of differences in financial status too, but that's also not much between our families. They kept telling me about Paravu, which means in Telugu for pride or honor. About 50 kilometers from Hyderabad is Gomaram, the ancestral village of Donti Reddy Lakshma Reddy. Dalits say they are not allowed to enter the temples of Shiva and Hanuman there. She says we are not allowed into the temples, says Erla Sinu, who lives in the Basti nearby. Reddy's house is adjacent to the temple. It is this caste pride that Reddy brought to Hyderabad and embossed in large letters on his three-storied mansion. Now, on September 24th, Avanti was about to open the refrigerator to plan lunch for the day when she heard a loud knock on the door. Her relatives stood outside pleading with her to go home with them. They tried to persuade her to meet her parents. After 40 minutes of cajoling, they finally convinced Avanti to meet her parents, but she insisted that Hemant accompany her. Hemant called his parents too. My aunts and cousins were so anguished that I felt they were reaching out to us. The couple got dressed for the visit. When they were about to get into their vehicle, Avanti's relatives forced them to get into the vehicles they had come in. They were rough with us, she says, showing a bruise on her forearm. Hemant's parents reached just in time to see the cars leaving the house. When Hemant tried to wave to them to get their attention, Avanti's cousins pulled his hand into the car. But Hemant's parents saw him and tried to follow the vehicles. However, they were unable to tail the cars that zoomed away. Suspecting foul play, they alerted the police. Meanwhile, fear gripped Avanti when the cars turned towards the Nehru outer ring road instead of turning towards her parents' house. She asked Hemant to jump out of the car and they both did. Avanti held Hemant's hand and ran barefoot shouting for help. But the passers-by and commuters at the Gopanpalli Tanda crossroads chase that ensued her maternal so crossroads turned out to be mute spectators. In the chase that ensued her maternal uncle Yugandhar Reddy grabbed Hemant and pushed him into the car with the hired killers. The car sped away on the outer ring road. Avanti sat by the roadside wailing for help, but no one came forward. When her in-laws arrived, the family rushed to the Cyberabad police commissionerate. They were instructed to go to the nearby Gachibowli police station since this was a case of kidnapping. Losing precious time, Avanti rushed to the Gachibowli police station to file a complaint. In less than an hour, about 10 of her relatives were detained and brought to the police station, but it was too late to save Hemant. His body was discovered a few hours later. He had been strangled. The police could have prevented the murder as most of the accused were in their custody in less than an hour of the kidnapping, says Avanti. They had enough time to save Hemant, but they couldn't. A tragic love story. Avanti and Hemant dated for 8 years. She got to know him when his family moved from Guntur to Hyderabad to the same area that she lived in, which is the Chandanagar. In 2013, when Avanti was in class 11, a lecturer informed Avanti's father about her relationship with Hemant. Her father warned her against meeting him. When she completed her engineering degree, Donti Reddy Lakshma Reddy gifted his daughter an iPhone. Avanti joined an educational firm as the marketing coordinator in June 2019. The job entailed visits to schools in Hyderabad and its neighboring districts. During that time, Hemant and I used to travel together. It was the only time we got to spend together. He used to pick me up and drop me at the sites. But their happiness was short lived. On November 27, 2019, a stranger photographed the couple while they were together and sent it to the Donti Reddy Lakshma Reddy. That day, when I returned home at 8:30 p.m., I saw my whole family gathered at home. They began quizzing me about our relationship. They snatched my mobile phone to check my messages and calls, but found none. I used to delete messages and calls logs after every conversation, but they stumbled upon Snapchat where they found our photographs. That was her last day of freedom. Avanti's family forced her to resign and stay at home. They took away her mobile phone and confined her to her room for 7 months and 6 days before she managed to escape and get married. I was under house arrest, she says. Whenever my cousins visited us, I would secretly take their phones and call Hemant. We never spoke for more than 20 seconds. While Avanti was confined at home, Hemant, who owned an interior painting company, approached several astrologers with their horoscopes. The books he had read in astrology lie beside his garlanded photograph at home. In the first week of June, 3 months after she last spoke to him, Avanti called Hemant and asked him if he was interested in marrying her. She proposed 3 possible days, that is June 5th, June 6th, or June 10th. As June 5th was my parents' wedding anniversary, I did not want to ruin their day, she says. So I stayed at home. The next day, everyone was at home. Finally, on June 10th, I left a letter at home and somehow sneaked out and called Hemant. We rushed to the Santoshi Mata temple in Nalagandla and got married within an hour. We had rented a house at TNGO's colony the previous day, so we went there, says Avanti. On discovering that their daughter was missing, Avanti's parents lodged a kidnapping case against Hemant. His parents were called in for questioning. The police asked Hemant's father, Murali Krishna, to surrender his phone. On June 12th, the newlywed couple met Cyberabad Commissioner of Police, VC Sajjanar, who in turn told the Chandanagar police to close the case as both of them were consenting adults. Following this visit, the police counseled the families and sent them away. Later, Avanti's parents demanded that 3 properties which were registered under her name be transferred back to them. Avanti thought her parents had reconciled to the marriage. However, her parents were now plotting Hemant's murder with the help of her uncle Yugandhar Reddy. Assassins were already allegedly hired for 10 rupees 10 lakh and were paid rupees 1 lakh in advance. As a part of their plan, they did a récit of the area for more than 2 weeks. On September 24, they had kidnapped Hemant and strangled him, says Madhavpur in charge Deputy Commissioner of Police M. Venkateshwarlu. Reconstructing the crime, Venkateshwarlu says Yugandhar Reddy and the three hired assassins kidnapped Hemant and drove him all the way to Zahirabad, which is more than 100 kilometers from Hyderabad. While returning to Hyderabad, they strangled him inside the car and duped the body in the bushes. An inconsolable Avanti told her father later that he may have succeeded in taking away her husband physically from her, but he cannot take away her love for him or annul the marriage. All your money could not buy my husband's love for me, she said, sobbing. You lost your daughter as well. Now, the state is directly supporting people indulging in such heinous acts. Such Laxmaya, a convener of the All India Struggle Association for Annihilation of Caste Inequalities, to illustrate his claim, he gives the example of the murder of a young Dalit woman, K. Sushruta, and her 4-month-old son, Devarsh, by her husband M. Ramesh, who belongs to a backward community in Katkeshwar. The incident was reported on February 9, 2019. Sushruta and Ramesh fell in love and got married in 2015 against Ramesh's parents' wishes. Police records suggest that Ramesh, influenced by his family members who disapproved of his marriage with a Dalit woman, began distancing himself from his wife. The couple applied for divorce, but after giving birth to Devarsh, Sushruta tried to reunite with her husband. In the second week of February 2019, Ramesh called his wife and said they could try and sort out issues. Sushruta, who was living with her mother, agreed to meet him. Her brother dropped her and her son at Uppal on the outskirts of Hyderabad. Ramesh picked them up from there and took them to a secluded place in Chatkeshwar. Ghatkeshwar. Police say following an argument between the couple, Ramesh throttled his wife and son to death and burned their bodies with petrol. Following the incident, Susrita's family approached the government seeking appointment of a special public prosecutor to argue the case under the provision of the Scheduled Castes and Tribes Prevention of Atrocities Act 1989. The government appointed lawyer V. Raghunath as the special public prosecutor in the case. After examining the charge sheet filed by the police, I found that the investigation was not done properly. I suggested to the Rachakonda police commissioner that a further probe be done. Interestingly, the accused moved the High Court saying Raghunath was actively associated with organizations supporting the victim and thereby cannot be their lawyer. The High Court gave an interim order suspending his appointment. Though the writ petition was pending final adjudication, the government issued an order revoking Raghunath's appointment. If this was not an example of state supporting the accused in murders, driven by caste hatred, what is? Asks Lakshmaya. The state's biased approach can also be seen in the arrest of four of Sushruta's family members for carrying out hunger strikes in front of Ramesh's house, he says. After demonstrating for 150 consecutive days, the four family members were arrested and lodged in Varangal prison for a week. Sandhya, president of a progressive organization of women who is fighting for the rights of women, feels it is inaccurate to describe killings related to intercaste marriages as honor killings, as is the norm in India. The very term honor killings means we are accepting the killer's intentions and actions. These murders are driven by class, caste, and patriarchal hegemony. Charge sheets have been filed in the murder cases of Pranay, Sushruta, and Naresh, but trials are yet to begin. So this was the story of this was the story of the Avanti Reddy and Hemant. And yes, there are still honor killings happening in the country. People are getting killed because they get married to a different caste. And I don't know when parents would understand that two consenting adults are on their own and not tied up to the family, and they have their own choices and freedom. And yes, hopefully parents do understand. Thank you so much for being part of this video. I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you.